Hey, what's going on, and welcome to my next video. I did say it was coming out tonight. It's my Barclays Premier League prediction for this season of the 2017 and 2018 campaign. Let's get into the video. In 20th position, I've gone with Huddersfield. They have recently been promoted from the Championship. They beat Reading in the playoff finals. They signed a couple of people, as you can see down below, who they be. And the reason why I have basically put it there, they have not signed anyone which will actually improve their position this season. Mainly because I feel like the signings they had, they were rushing. They weren't actually ideal signings for the club to strengthen them. They've spent little money in the market to strengthen their squad. But unless they have a very busy January, I just don't see it. I think they rely on a lot of the players which they signed to do performances, which they'll probably struggle, especially people like Deportivo, the Porto striker, the Belgian Porto striker. Very good player, but comes to the Premier League, he might not have the right experience. Also, I put on there the lack of, not the lack of squad rotational starting players. So basically, I'll be using the same 11 every game, and they're going to struggle. I also wanted to put on there no goalkeeper or defending signings. Like, I didn't really see a centre back or goalkeeper to handle big Premier League players. You do need them. And last off, I put on there the loss of captain due to retirement, Mark Hudson. He's becoming a coach. But the thing is when you lose that key player in the dressing room right before the Premier League, it's really bad. Let's go into 19th. 19th, I've gone with Burnley. Now, as I'll say this, the time of this video is coming out around 9 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. As you can see, this is the reasons for them. I feel like they're going to struggle with the loss of both Michael Keane and Andre Gray, but with Andre Gray they brought in Jonathan Waters, so I think he could do a semi-decent job. He's no Andre Gray, but he can do a semi-decent job. I think they're going to also struggle with the loss of Michael Keane. I think they're going to struggle with goals ever since they sold Andre Gray. Vokes, they're relying on old people like Vokes and Waters to do great performances, and in my opinion, they need a defender, like a strong centre-back to replace Michael Keane, and they haven't done it. Their key player will be Tom Heaton, but besides that, I don't see Burnley doing anything this season. In 18th, I've gone with Swansea. This is the most complicated one. In my opinion, they haven't actually strengthened their squad, and they have not bought any defenders. Now, technically, Tammy Abraham does come up as an attacking midfielder, not a striker. Kind of weird, in my opinion, he's a striker, but apparently he's an attacking midfielder. So I put him down as a midfielder, but I know they're going to play him up front. The only thing I will say is that their squad last season did need a couple of things to strengthen it. So the signings they needed to do this year were important, but they didn't actually do them. Also, defence, they have been really appalling with the loss of Williams a couple of seasons ago and Carl Norton and stuff like that. They haven't actually strengthened their defence since then, and they still haven't. I think they're going to struggle this year defensively. I think attacking they won't have much issues, but defensively I think they'll struggle the most. In 17th, I've gone with Brighton. Runners up, not champions. As I said, it's basically due to the fact that they're a new team in the league, and they haven't signed anyone defensive again. I think they got the squad to stay in for the first season, but will struggle in the second season, and I think they might do that signing of the centre back in January, but I don't think it'll be just in time for them. Okay, let's go on to 16th. 16th, I've gone West Brom, mid-table club. I thought they'll finish same position. I don't think they actually done anything. The only person they bought in is Jay Rodriguez from Southampton. They need strikers, they need defenders, because their defence is getting a bit old. Their attack is very weak. In midfield, they lost some key players, but they haven't signed anyone. I think they've been rather lazy in the transfer market, West Brom, and I think unless they do something drastic coming up, which I don't see in the next coming days, and also in January, which I don't see, I think they're going to finish just above the relegation zone. In 15th, I've gone with Crystal Palace. New manager Frank de Boer. Bit of a risk, this one. I feel like they've signed well. but he will struggle. Frank de Boer, he struggled at Inter Milan, and I think he's going to also struggle with Crystal Palace. Also, they haven't actually got a good goalkeeper. They got Wayne Hennessy. I don't really class him as good. I think they need to think bigger, and they've gone with Wayne Hennessy. Kind of interesting. Anyway, let's get into 14th. Now, this one recently changed. I've put in there Watford. Originally, I did have them as 17th. No, sorry, 16th. Above Brighton, 16th. And then I changed it. And the reason why I changed it is because of that striker of Andre Gray. And I think it's also Marco Silva, which will struggle this year, as well as what's happened with like every other manager on Watford expectations. They want to aim for Europe, but they haven't actually got the squad to do it. They have not sold. I mean, they have not strengthened their defence. They still got Gomez. They still got Craig Hart. They still got Cabal and stuff. They're not bad, but the problem is if you want to look for European defenders, they're not quite there. I think that's what they're going to struggle upon this season. Defensively, they're going to lose points, but their attack, they really have improved with them signings, especially Chabaloa and Gray, in my opinion. In 13th, I've gone with the champions of the Championship, Newcastle. Busy summer. Busy summer indeed. But I think they're going to struggle at the Sports Direct Arena. Great manager of Benitez has a lot of experience in the Premier League. Good signings, strengthened the squad when they needed to. The only flaw which I can see in them is the form at home. I think they're going to struggle. They struggled at the Sports Direct Arena when they were in there 2 seasons ago, and I think they're going to struggle again. But we'll have to wait and see as the season comes. Also, I want to see how Mitrovic, Gale, and stuff do in the Premier League. I think Gale will be good. Dwight Gale used to play for Crystal Palace, but Mitrovic again. We have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, let's go into 12th. In 12th, I've gone with Southampton. They haven't really strengthened their squad. I will not say they've weakened it, but they have not really strengthened it. I think the only real key strength they've got is Jan Bardacek, the Polish centre-back, and Mario Lemina. As their signings, good signings, don't get me wrong, they're good players, but are they good? Harrison Reed actually is on loan. I don't know why I put it sold. He's actually only on loan. But really, Southampton are one of those clubs. They predicted high. They do okay. Expectations, I think, will also catch up to the manager. In 11th, I've gone with Stoke. They're a mid-table club. They always have been. They always will be. Great signings with Darren Fletcher and Eric Choupo-Moting. Kurt Zouma on loan is also good, and Josh Tymer. That's a good defensive option. You sold on Arnautovic, which was your best player, but you replaced it with Choupo-Moting, which is ideally the same in my opinion. Jonathan Waters, it's not a big loss. You got Peter Crouch, you got Doof, you got Joselu, but that's the thing. You lack a goal scorer. You don't have that key guy. You have Berahino, but he's not on form at the minute. So if you can get Berahino on form, I could be surprised. Plus, I expect quite a lot of draws because Stoke are that team where everyone fears them, but really the only people that let them down are themselves. In 10th, I've gone with Leicester. Now, this is a key one. I basically went with Leicester for one reason. And the wrong reason why I actually went with Leicester City is actually due to the fact that I don't believe they have the ability that they think they had 2 seasons ago, and the owners expect them to get to Europe. It was just nothing. The owners are too ridiculous. I think the firing of Claudio Ranieri was wrong. But anyway, I feel Shakespeare's done a great job. But I think they've done the wrong decision by firing Ranieri. But anyway, this is the new squad. Ibora is a great defensive midfielder. What they need. I think they're more central midfielder. Their midfield needs to improve. The attack's not bad. The defence is not bad, especially with the accusation of Harry Maguire. Goalkeeper not bad. I think the midfield is their weak spot, and Ibora is definitely going in there to do a job. But the problem is will the rest of the midfield. Let's go on. With 9th, I've gone with Bournemouth. Now, this is the most interesting one. I think they're going to improve the most this season. Even though they've only made 3 signings, which is Ake, Begovic and Defoe, I think they're going to struggle with the central defense, with the defense in the midfield. But I think when it comes to January, I expect big moves from Bournemouth to sign players. Because Bournemouth have not been afraid to spend, and they have been very smart in the market, and I think they're going to improve upon that. If they can keep people like Josh King, Callum Wilson, Ben Vicafobi, I think they'll finish 9th without a problem. In 8th, I've gone with the Hammers, West Ham. I think last season they struggled with the Olympic Stadium, brand new stadium, a lot of pressure onto them. But this season, I think with the signings they have, and the way how they've performed in their friendlies and stuff, they've done really well. But I think they'll lose easy matches. And what I mean by easy matches, I mean matches where they have dominated the game and played better football, but they'll just lose because they do silly mistakes. And that's what I think will cost them, especially with the reliability of Joe Hart in goal, the defence partnership. I think the midfield, the central side of midfield, they need to improve. Mark Nobles are getting a bit too old these days. But let's go into 7th. Now, this is the most controversial one. I've gone with Tottenham Hotspurs. The reason why I've gone with Tottenham is 3 reasons. I predict them to do quarterfinals to semi-finals in the Champions League. And the new stadium will get to them. I think they'll crack under pressure. And I think they'll lose easy points at home. I think they'll have probably the best away record out of all the Premier League. But I think at home is where they drop all their points. And the fact is they haven't actually signed anyone. So I think they will sign someone soon. Keep an eye out on the market in the rest of summer and also January. But for now they haven't signed anyone. And it's questionable. Why? Are they being tight? Are they just thinking about who to sign? How they strengthen their team? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, let's go into 6. Now 6 have gone with Everton. For me, new squad, new chance to improve. And what a market they have gone through. They've bought a whole new team. I've only listed up their key signings, but they've pretty much bought a whole new team, including also Cuco Martino of Southampton as a right back, as a struggling substitute. I think they'll struggle at the start of the season. I think with a couple of the players, I think their pre-season didn't go great, but it went good. However, I think they'll push through it and be above Spurs by a couple of points. I'm just going to say this now. From the top 5, I don't think it'll be a big difference. I think Spurs will have about Everton and Spurs 10 points from them. I think them two will be very close, and then the top 5 will be very close. In 5th, I've gone with Arsenal. There's 2 reasons for this. Arsenal are a great team, a very great team, but the high expectations from Sanchez, Ozil, Lacazette to perform will be a lot, especially the Arsenal fans. They give a lot of pressure to their players. I think Sanchez and Ozil contracts will be a massive issue going into January. And for me personally, they have not actually strengthened their midfield. And then their right back. I say their defence, but they actually don't have a bad defensive right back. I say if they keep the players. For me, if they sell Kieran Gibbs, that would be a big mistake, but we have to wait and see about that as well. They've won the Community Shield already, so they've proven they are going for silverware. Question is are they going to go for the Europa League, which is the more ideal way, like what Man United done last season? Or will they focus on the Premier League, which is what I think Arsenal will do, and put the Europa League, not to the side, but make it like a number 2 priority until they go, alright, we're not going to win it. Let's go for Europa League, get the fame from the cup, and then get Champions League football. In 4th, I've gone with Liverpool. I think they're missing a goal-scoring striker. I think their defence is woeful. And I expect Liverpool to sign Van Dijk in January. I expect Liverpool to sign 1 or 2. I think they have been linked with a lot of defenders. And I hope they actually do sign a couple of them. Jurgen Klopp is a good manager, a very good tactician, but can he prove it this season? That's the real question. In 3rd, I've gone with Chelsea. were the champions of last season. I feel like they'll struggle with the form which they had last season, and that will cost them big time. I think Hazard won't be at the form that he was at last season or a couple of seasons ago. I don't think Kante will be at his best. I think the new signings will perform, but they won't do a good job. I don't think Morata will be deadly like how Lukaku and Aguero and Jesus and Kane will be. I think if Morata makes top 5 goal scorers, in my opinion, that is an achievement in itself, but I don't think he will. Do I think Chelsea could win the league? Maybe, but we have to wait and see. But this is the reason why I have not gone with them. In second place, I've gone with the champions, Man City. I meant not champions, Man City, the money spenders. Got them confused in a minute because I saw the Chelsea badge in my head. Anyway, Man City's there because it's a lot of pressure for Guardiola this season. I don't think he's going to handle it well, and I think they've been very busy in the market, and probably the busiest. I think their central midfield needs improving, and the same with their central defence. Otamendi and Stones and company. Company is past his best in my opinion. Stones hasn't played at all well for them. Otamendi, he's okay, but are they winning defenders? That's the question. I think Chelsea and Man City will focus more on Europe compared to the champions, which is kind of obvious. Manchester United. Now, I don't think they'll focus on Europe. I think they'll focus on the Premier League. Unlike all the other clubs, I think United's main aim is to win the Premier League. Man City, I think, will be getting over the quarter-final stages. Chelsea will be looking to get over the quarter-final stages. Spurs will be looking to get over the quarter-final stages. Liverpool, I think, will get out of groups, get a hard draw, and then just go, well, we've got a hard draw, might as well focus on the top 4 now. And I think that'll be the same as Man United. They get out of the groups, they get a tough draw, and go, no, we'll just rather focus on the Premier League and win the title. Anyway, these are just my opinions. I would want to hear yours in the comments section down below. And I'll speak to you all soon. MrFoggia is gone. Peace.